Hello there. So this has been a while since I've done one of these sitting in front of my cups. I hope you're all doing well. I hope lockdown isn't too bad for you all. Um, Keeping busy. I'm not. I'm bored. There you go. Anyway, on to today's video. So whilst I was out in Florida in November, I decided to go for a little walk around the All Stars resorts. I didn't do an intro to that video when I was out there, so I'm doing one now for you all. So here today with a small tour or walk around the All-Star Resorts. Beware, it's no Tim Tracker, so don't expect a lot. It's just a guy from Somerset with a gammy ankle. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and over to me in Florida. What I'm going to do, I'm going to walk over to the other All-Stars resorts and just check those out for a bit and see what they're all about. As you all know, at the All-Stars you've got three resorts, so you've got All-Star Sports, All-Star Music and All-Star Movies. I'm more interested in heading over to movies, so that is what I'm going to do. So this is literally my resort, and then All-Star Movies is just over there. So we'll go for a little wander over there just to go and check them out. So that's not All-Star Movies, All-Star Music. All-Star Movies is down again. But just walk across and have a look at the different resorts just to see what they are about. It's my first time sort of staying at any of these resorts. I've stayed at Caribbean Beach, but I've not ever had a chance to kind of go and have a look around. So, and yeah, we're going to have a look at All-Star Music and All-Star Sports. So they're all the same when they come to lay out the All-Stars resorts, as they were built way back. So as you come into this one you've got guitars and records and that all done in the area. So I think this is like the sort of, I don't know, the rock and roll kind of area. So you've got the guitars that line, you've got the kind of, yeah, so it's rock and roll. If you can see there. You've got a nice old, I think it's Chevy in the middle here. It's quite cool. Nice old Chevy parked in the middle there. So in the middle here you've got the piano pool, which is just in the middle here. And then you've got a kind of jazz section, I think, which is over there. And then you've got the drums and things like that over here. So I think we'll take a right and we'll go around this way. So no, so sorry, this isn't the drums and that. This is like the Western sort of music and that. Squirrel. He's a Disney squirrel and he's going up the tree. This is quite nice in the middle here. So it's kind of all Western looking, and that down on this section. You've got big boots in the middle, and then you've got kind of lounge area that's in the middle. You've got some seats and tables and that in the middle over there. It's quite nice down here actually. You've got the trees and that. Really nice. Like I say, they're all pretty similarly laid out, so if you were to stay in one, I don't think you'd get lost amongst the resorts as to sort of what's where. I think sort of like the main sort of lobby hall area is similarly laid out to all the rest of them. So that's sort of at the front, and then at the back you've got all of the rooms and that. There's so many squirrels. So with this section, I think it's like your sort of Broadway, your musicals and things like that down here. But yeah, as you can see, you got Aladdin down here, and it's kind of laid out like Broadway. So you got a road that runs down through the middle of it, which is quite cool. So this would be similar to like my section where I'm to in my resort. So for those of you that sort of like your musicals, which I do, this would be perfect for you. So yeah, so it's similar to my area where, like in mine, I would come around the side there and then come down, and then my room would be up on the top here. So we've got the front sections here laid out like it's like a box office, which is really cool. And you've got your movie poster, oh sorry, your theatre posters, which are all up as well. It's the same for this side, so you've got Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, Mary Poppins, We'll go back down that way shortly, as we've got All Stars Movies, which is out over that way, so we'll head over that way in a minute. But we'll head back down this way, and we'll go and just check out their food court area and things like that, and just to see if that is any different to what the food court area is in our, or in my resort. I'd really like to stay in this section. This is very me. Very me. All the musicals, movies, things like that. I really like this one. You've got the trees that run down through it. It's really nice. I like it. So the only thing that's different is that in the middle here, in mine, we don't have a pool. We've got a kind of, there's a Mickey statue in the middle of my one. So that's the only real kind of difference with sort of layout. So currently here at All Star Music, I think they're working their way back because they're redoing some of the rooms. So they got the new layouts. That's what they're currently doing in this section now, is they're redoing some of the rooms. So you've probably seen online that down in All Star Movies, they've got the new modern layout. So that's what they're doing in this whole section along here, is that they're redoing all the rooms that they're going to look the new modern. I would assume they're going to work their way up to music will be the last section that they will do, which would be quite cool. It'll look all brand new. I mean, they look really modern, really nice. It'd be a really nice place to stay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with my room at all, nothing. It's just they are just slightly outdated. So it'll look really nice when it's done. This whole section back here, so the jazz section on the right hand side, so the left hand side is currently still open, but the right hand side, every single room is being completely gutted and refitted, so it'll be all brand new rooms shortly. I think some of the sections have already opened. I'm not too sure in other parts of this resort, but this section in particular is now being refitted. And then to walk down to the food area of this resort, you walk past the sort of Brazilian area, so for sort of Brazilian music, samba music and all that. So you've got big maracas up there, really brightly coloured themed this area. It's really nice. And then you've got the main pool area, which is just over here for the resort. And then judging by the looks of walking up to where the food court area is, it is going to be the same sort of look as what All Star Sports is. So we're just walking into the main area of the resort. So it's exactly the same layout as what mine is. So you've got your food court, which is just in there, and then you've got your arcade, which is just in there. And then instead of all the sports sort of stars on the walls, you got musical stars. You got Michael Jackson up there, Taylor Swift. So it's all the same. And then you come around this way, and it's the same lobby layout area. And then it's the same kind of shop layout as well. So yeah, so it's all the same. It's just, themed. They're all just themed differently, which is really cool. So like I say, you wouldn't get lost if you were to stay at any of the other resorts. You're not going to get lost in terms of your way around, because they're all laid out exactly the same. But I quite like this one. Your directory of where you're heading, so you've got all the different areas. We've walked through all of those, so now we're going to head over to All Star Movies. So just to wrap your head around where we're to, so that down here was the food court in just on your right hand side, and if you swing right around here, then you've got All Stars Movies, which are all over here. So like I say, it's literally just over the way, and I believe the first section of this resort is the Mighty Ducks section, so we're going to walk in through that way. But the Mighty Ducks section comes from here, and it goes all the way around to the back here. So if anything, if you were staying in any of these rooms here at the back end of the Mighty Ducks section, you might as well just walk out cross over the road and go to the food court over here at Music. Because, I mean, it's probably closer. I mean, we haven't gone round to the front yet and had a look, but I would imagine it's probably closer here for these to go back over. Like I say, walk out into this one. This one's got its own pool, the Mighty Ducks section of this one. It's got its own pool area in the middle here. But then around the outside you got all the hockey sticks and the hockey pucks, Mighty Ducks right on them, and then you've got the duck-shaped face masks, face guards in the middle. Those ones are door in the middle. So we'll walk around the side here, and I'll take you around this way. And then you've got the pool just in the middle, just here. I'm not going to show you the pools, there's people in the pools. And the changing area, it's all looking like a scoreboard, which is quite cool. And then yeah, here you got the Mighty Ducks mask, which is really cool. Goofy in goal just over there in the pool area. Yeah, it's quite cool. Gives you the time in the middle. So that's all the Mighty Ducks area, is this bit here. And then to walk through into the next section, which is 101 Dalmatians, which is really cute. So you got the fire hydrants, which are the stairs on the side, and then the resort on the outside. So it's you got all the 101 Dalmatians which line the buildings and that on the side up here each side. And then you've got Pongo in the middle up here, and I believe it's Purdy on the other side, and the 101 Dalmatians which are on the outside. It's really quite cool, this area. This one's more sort of so within the movies. Oh, and there's a little one watching telly. Look at him. Isn't that adorable? So yeah, this one's getting you more immersed into the movie side of Disney, this resort. And it's the same goes for Art of Animation as well. That one is more, you know, getting you into the movies. But look at him just there watching telly. Bless him. Okay, yeah, I've changed my mind. I like this resort. See, I like the movies side of things. That's the thing with me, is that I'm all about the Disney movies. So this one is probably more for me. And all of these rooms here, they're all the new style rooms as well. So that's what they're doing up at All Stars Music, is they're putting the new style rooms in, which are the same as what everything is here as well. So, which is really cool. And if you look at the top, you've got Cruella de Vil up there, chasing after all the puppies. And then you've got, brings you into the main area, which is the main pool here. And then you've got Fantasmic, which runs through the middle of the resort up here, along with the food court, which is then on your left as you're coming out of 101 Dalmatians. So you're coming out of it here, and then you take a walk, and it's just up here on your left. We'll head in there, we'll have another look, and I mean, I'm assuming it's probably laid out exactly the same, so, but we'll go in and we'll have a look. So I got to admit, I prefer this pool area over the one up at Sports. As you got Mickey, which is in the middle. He's just up there in the middle, which is all part of the theming, because it's the Fantasia area. And then just in on your left up here, you've underneath the star. You can't miss the food courts here, so they're underneath the star. We'll go in and we'll have another look. So this one, I mean, it's laid out pretty similar. So you've got your arcade, which is just in on your left like the other ones, but the food court is just down a little more on the right as you walk in, and it's all back in further in there. So the food court is in there. So it's laid out differently to my resort, and they've got a Toy Story 4 poster up just here. Frozen 2 photo op, which is down there, but it's the same layout in terms of the actual check-in area. And then it's the same for the store, so it's a similarly laid out store. They're all the same, laid out in that. But yeah, no. This area is slightly different to what mine is, but not too far different. The food court is laid out completely different. Seems a lot more open, a lot bigger in there, so we'll walk in, we'll have a look. So whereas mine would have seating would be more in the corner, and the food and beverage fountains are more down to your left. It seems a lot bigger in this one than it does in my one. And you got your food area, which is over here. Again, laid out. It's laid out a little different, not too bad. And then you can still go out this way as well. So the same as what my resort is, which is what we are going to do. It doesn't go quite as far back down that way. So that's the only real difference. And then that brings you back out onto the main pool area just down here. So we're going to take a left though, and we're going to go down to the Toy Story area first. And then we'll work our way back, as this is the furthest point of the All Stars Resorts down here with the Toy Story area, which is 100% going to be my favourite area. So as you're coming into the Toy Story area, it is really, really wide open down here, really spacious. So the stairs have the bucket of soldiers on either side, masking them, which is really quite cool. And then in the middle here, you've got RC. Look at RC, isn't he cool? Just parked up here in the middle. So you've got the sheriff badges and, you know, the clouds of Andy's bedroom, and then this side you've got the space rockets of Buzz Lightyear. But isn't RC cool, just parked here in the middle? I mean, that is 100% a great photo op. So as we leave RC behind, we'll go into the centre part of the Toy Story section, which takes you through Andy's bedroom door and shrinks you down to the size of a toy. So up here you've got the outside of what would be Andy's hallway, and then Andy's room, keep out. And as you go in, Woody just sat here. You got the soldiers up on the top of the buildings, and then it looks like Woody's just sat here amongst the shelves, chilling, as you do. You got the Woody name blocks just here, and then you got a window which looks as though you're looking out of Andy's bedroom. Chessboard set in the middle, which would be Andy playing with, and then you've got Buzz Lightyear, who is just here in the middle, looking as though he's standing in front of his box, which you've got the Buzz toys just here, and then in the middle you've got Rex and Bo Peep. So this is 100% my favourite part of all three resorts, is this section. I mean, I'm a massive Toy Story fan, and if I could stay in this section, believe you me, I would. I mean, it's incredible. It really is quite immersive, and it really does put you in with the films, which is really cool. So yeah, so what we'll do, we'll head back up to the Fantasia area, and then we'll go to the back, which I think is Love Bug, and we'll go in down there and see what that area is all about, and then we'll head back to my resort. So just to get your bearings again, we've come out of Toy Story, which is just down here. We swing around this way, and you've got a little kiddies sort of play area just over here, and then you head back this way towards the food court. In here you've got I think it's called the theatre spot, or the real spot, which I assume they put on movies in there at some point. Looks, there's lots of seats in there and set up and that, so looks as though that would be where they do put films and that on. And then we'll head back down here, and we'll turn left just down here, and we'll go through the Fantasia area. So we're just walking down into the Fantasia area. So you've got the pool, which is just over here. There's a little kiddie splash area just to the left of the main pool, and then yeah, you got the Fantasia section, which runs down through this way. So you've got the soldiers from Fantasia sort of aligning this part, this side, and then the other side you've got the buckets and the mop, which is from that famous Mickey scene And you've also got the sorcerer's hat in the middle as well. So we'll head back up that side. So you can probably see that just over there. But we'll head back that way as well in a moment. Ah, he's missing a leg, bless him. So you got the really scary dude, the Jack in the Box. Scares the hell out of me, that. Squirrel. So yeah, so Mickey's hat and the buckets and that are all over that side. And then down at the back here, if you just swing around, you've got the love bug section down here. So we'll walk down there and we'll take a look at that section and then we'll head on back. But just heard just then in the pool, they said that Lilo and Stitch is playing tonight in the real spots. So they do indeed put films and that on all in there. So if you're on this resort, I mean nightly, they've probably got different films and that are on in the real spot. So go and check that out if you do stay here. Oh, and then you got Donald and Daisy just out there. So again, a lovely little photo opportunity there. And then yeah, so you come out of Fantasia, you walk down through the middle, and then you got this really wide open down here. Really wide. The resorts they sort of overlap themselves a bit, which is quite cool. And you walk down here and then it's the Love Bug section at the back of the resort. For any of you that have watched the Love Bug, you know that is Herbie. It's really wide open down here. Really wide. Lovely bit of space. So yeah, back up that way you got the Fantasia section. And then over that way, right at the back, you've got the 101 Dalmatians. So, and then in the middle here, there is a photo opportunity with Herbie himself, which is really quite cool. I mean, what an awesome photo opportunity that is in there. Oh, so this is the actual car that was used in the Magic Kingdom parades from 1978 to 1990, which is really cool. So it's really quite cool. That's a really cool photo opportunity back there. So again, if you're on property on this part, come down and check that out, get a photo with the Love Bug down there. And then just at the back, you can see probably just behind me there, looks as though he's gone driving through the resort, which is really cool. So I'm just going to walk back out. Now that is kind of everything really. They're all similarly laid out. Really quite nice resorts. I mean, they are the older resorts. These were built way back. I'm not exactly sure of the date, but I know they're really old. But all of these resorts on this All-Star Movies property are the brand new rooms. So they're really modern rooms. They've really brought them up to date. So unlike, well, you know, my room is quite one of the older stars, which I assume would be being updated soon. So yeah, we're just going to walk back through the sort of back side of the resort to get back to where I need to be. It's a lovely little stroll taking you around. I mean, I do apologise because I'm not quite Tim Tracker in terms of what he goes round and does, you know, got to give it to him. I'd love to be out here. I would be in my element reviewing all of these. So apologies, I'm not Tim Tracker. I'm a 26-year-old from southwest England with a really dodgy accent and a really dodgy ankle. So I'm not Tim. Please bear that in mind when you're watching this. So and I think Movies is the resort where a lot of the if they've got conventions and things like that, and along with Coronado Springs, they stay at. So bear that in mind if you are staying here, that you may get big groups of people staying at these resorts from time to time. So just keep that in mind if you are staying here. You may get a lot of people all at once. So that brings us back to my resort. So All-Star Sports, so you've got the tennis section over here, and then over that way you've got the American football section, and then you've also got the Surf's Up, hockey and basketball, I believe, as well, which are the ones which are on this resort. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed my little tour around the All-Star Resorts, Remember, if you do like this video, subscribe, turn your notification icons on, comment down below, give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Also, I'll put my social medias in. Always remember to go the distance, guys. It's been wonderful to be back. I'll see you all real soon. Take care. Goodbye.